What's up YouTube? Today I want to show you that Vital actually has 64 LFOs. Well, not specifically, but there's a little trick to getting 64 LFOs in Vital. Obviously I'm not going to show you linking all 64 in a patch, but I'm going to show you how to expand it and the concept for unlocking the extra LFOs. Let's dive in and have a look. So here I've got one long note on a MIDI track, and what I want to do is show you guys how to get as much modulation as possible out of a single LFO in Vital, and then obviously expand that as you need. So first things first, let's put a bit of filtering on this, and we can create like a filter movement. Let's actually just tune this oscillator down a bit. Hold shift, and when you use this detune, it tunes it in octaves. So here at LFO 1, what we want to do is assign this to the filter cutoff, like this. So notice how it's got like an up-down movement. Obviously that correlates exactly with the shape of this LFO. For now, just to make it easier for you guys, let's just make this like a ramp up. So let's jump into the matrix. I have actually done an entire video on like the mod remap section, but essentially what we're doing here, I'll post a link over here so you can go and watch that video for more in-depth information. But essentially what we're doing is we're creating an LFO using the mod remap section, and the actual LFO itself is essentially just being used as a kind of like phase device. So this is saying where in the bar it's going to be outputting the value of the mod remap. So if you're not following, maybe listen and you'll see kind of what's going on here. So you're going to want to turn the smooth all the way down, otherwise there's going to be a little bit of click as it kind of like snaps back into place at the end of the bar. So here's where it gets tricky. Say for example we want to change the speed of this LFO. I wouldn't suggest changing the speed here. I would say, let's say for example set this to 1/1, and this is going to be our kind of like master tempo for a bunch of different LFOs in the patch. And here we want to make it a little bit faster than what it was. Here it's at 1/2 already. And we want to make it a little bit faster, and I'll show you a quick way of being able to do this. Here let's set this down to 2, and we can choose triangle over here, hold control, and now we've got double the speed. We could set this to 3, and then we've got triple the speed, and so on and so forth. So let's say go to 4, and then we can change the master tempo down of the LFO. You can also give it a curve if you want, using this button over here, and if you hold shift you can actually change like the shape of the curve, like this. So let's say for example we want to apply more LFOs but use the same. So here's where it gets tricky. Let's assign this LFO to the pitch over here. So this is probably not going to sound very musical, I know, but this is purely for, for the concept, and you guys can expand it as you want. And we're going to assign this to the pitch over here, and then let's jump into the mod remap section, and we can draw in an LFO to fit this kind of movement that we've got going. That's like flat beats. So maybe it is musical, who knows? So I'm just going to expand this idea and assign this LFO to a bunch of different modulators and then jump into the mod remap and just show you how powerful it is for use with just a single LFO. And then you can also create stepped modulation, which is pretty cool. So let's say, for example, I think it would be like 4 steps, and then let's change this to that. Now let's try 8. Okay, so we're getting into noise territory, but anyway, so where it gets particularly interesting is now we can modulate the time and everything kind of fits into place as we arranged it in the kind of sequence. It would just kind of speed up or slow down. It makes it much easier for creating these like multiple LFOs, like for example, we have like a gate and a pitch being controlled by a single sort of instance of an LFO, then you can just control the time or the speed of that, and they kind of sync always. You can control the phase, you can make it go forwards then backwards, stuff like that. So you can kind of change the way that the time is controlled by all these modulations, which is very cool. That's quite a nice patch for just a single LFO and single oscillator. Not bad, Vital, not bad. Now what happens when we hit the stereo function? Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments. As usual, I'm going to be posting this preset to my Patreon for all my $5 supporters. So if you want to know what that's all about, check out the link in the description. yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button. I don't know if I said that already. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, consider doing so. See you guys next time. Cheers.